Chapter 1. I was 11 when I saw a poster on the bulletin board at my school that announced the circus was coming to my town. I had never been to a circus, but I knew what it was. A circus is a place where acrobats perform feats of strength, agility, and balance. Circus animals like elephants, horses, lions, and tigers show off their unique animal abilities. On the day the circus arrived, the performers, clowns, wranglers, trainers, and a menagerie of animals formed a parade at the railway depot. From the depot they marched through town to the fairgrounds. The circus orchestra, playing their instruments loudly, led the parade to the edge of town. Acrobats and other performers followed, smiling and waving at the townspeople who came to see the circus parade. Clowns in their crazy clown car followed, weaving wildly across the street. Behind the clowns came the horses and lions and tigers in cages, of course, 4 camels and 2 zebras. At the end of the parade, the wranglers, muscular men who assembled the circus buildings, tents, and grandstands, sauntered along behind their gear wagons. The spectacle was exciting for every kid in town, and we followed the wranglers and wagons all the way to the fairgrounds. A policeman stopped us at the gate. None of us wanted to leave, but the policeman told us to go home. The next day, on my way to school, I walked by the fairgrounds gate just to see what was up. One of the rough-looking wranglers was resting near the gate. Seeing me, he shouted, "Hey, kid, you want a job?" Surprised, I asked, "What sort of job?" "Well, we need help setting up the circus tents," said the grizzled old man. "You know, spreading out the canvas, arranging the spikes, tent poles, and guy wires," he added. "If you help me and the other wranglers for the day, I'll give you and your friends tickets to the circus. But," he added, "we use Roomba-Goomba robots to help the wranglers build the circus. You have to be careful when working with the Roomba-Goomba robots. They can be tricky. They watch our actions and listen to our language. They learn. These robots are very smart and crafty," said the old man. "Tickets to the circus?" I said to myself. "For me and my friends, I'll be a hero. Why, sure, I'll help out." I ignored the warning about the crafty Roomba-Goomba robots. I forgot all about school. It was the first time I ever skipped school. The old wrangler let me in the gate, and soon I was alongside the other circus wranglers, pulling heavy canvas tents from a truck. A wrangler shouted orders to the other wranglers, and the Roomba-Goomba robots helping the men. Robots with square heads and metal arms appeared everywhere, carrying long, heavy tent poles and carefully setting them into position. It was strange. The tent was draped over the poles and pulled outward by U.S. wranglers. Elephants, directed by trainers, lifted the heavy poles. The narrow ends of the tent poles pointed upward until they were standing straight. I carried heavy metal tent stakes, positioning them at the edges of the tent. The circus weightlifter pounded the stakes into the ground, securing the tent edge. Each time the hammer hit a stake, the Roomba-Goomba robots would screech and jump, frightened by the sound of metal on metal. After a few hours, the big top tent, as it was called, was up. Wranglers and Roomba-Goombas built seating and installed a large round ring inside the big top. That's where the circus actors would perform. Outside the tent, more wranglers built a midway. The midway was a collection of smaller tents for games of chance, fun house mirrors, merry-go-rounds, and my favorite, the Wall of Death. The Wall of Death is where my story begins.